Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to another LEGO Train MOC showcase video. This is an LNER P2. This is absolutely incredible. This is one of the best looking trains I've built, and that is probably going to be a reoccurring theme in this series. But look at this. This is genuinely astonishing. I'm so proud of myself for this end result. So this is like version 6 or something like that. I've built and rebuilt this so many times, mainly because I had to wait a long time for a number of bricklink orders to be made. I kind of made like 4 or 5 at different points in time, not just for this engine, but for other ones as well. And in the waiting time, I thought, well, I can change this brick over, you know, add something here, take away something from there. And just, you know, and the end result speaks for itself. I'm genuinely speechless with this. I tried a few things, took away a few details and kind of updated some old ones. But yeah, it looks really good. I'm so happy with this. There are lots of things to go over, so let's get on with it now, shall we? So, this is the front of the locomotive, of course. Now, I'm going to put this on the side real quick because there is something I need to explain. That is quite accurate for a LEGO build. But previously, this came out by about 2 studs, so it was there, and this was a lot taller and a lot chunkier. So I'm so pleased that I've been able to kind of rectify that and kind of make that look a lot more appropriate, because previously it was just awful. Whilst it was a thing, you know, at the time I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Looking back at the picture, I was like, ooh, that's a bit bad actually. So yeah, thankfully that's been sorted. And another thing as well is trying to capture, I'm gonna have to turn this because sunlight. There we go, we can actually see it. Here we go. So the front here is kind of oddly shaped, and other people who made P2s, well, I say other people, I think there's only 2 other people that attempted this online at least. There's supposed to be this sort of slope at the front. It's not directly upwards, but I've captured that slope detail by putting these 2x1 cheese slopes in here. The face is still flat 90 degrees, but again, it's kind of limited to my building techniques, and for what this is, it's not bad. I mean, it's not going to be something you instantly recognise for this scale of build in particular. It's one of the kind of smaller and thinner builds that I've made. There's no 7 wide kind of element to this build. Everything is 6 wide all across the entire locomotive, which I think is a good thing because that matches the whole look. I didn't need to go 7 wide at any point. As much as I would like to build a slightly larger version to this, which I've seen online, it's just not in my capabilities to do at the moment. So yeah, let's carry on from here, shall we? Let's move that back. Just, you know, since I'm moving this around, just get a good look at that. Oh, so good. Smoke deflectors are massive and need to be in focus. Come on, camera, behave. There we go. So the smoke deflectors, again, were quite different. This sort of build technique where I've got these cool slopes and the brick slopes is new. I've got some side stud bricks going along here as well to kind of line this all up. And these bricks came out to here, so it was just these 2 studs on the end that would represent the smoke deflectors, which was terrible because when you had a side view of the locomotive, it needed to come out to about here, which was, you know, looks a lot better. This was originally 6 studs, and then it came up to 8 studs, which again I think looks much nicer. Going across, going back to this detail along here as well, this is, I don't know why I went ahead with this, but I'm so glad that I did. So again, we got the cool slopes along, well, the cool slopes is what I call it because I really do love these parts. Got the brick slopes along here, and the side studs along here to put on these other pieces. Now, I'm glad it all lines up first of all, because that was just purely experimental. I wasn't expecting it to line up and be nice and smooth. But the end result looks absolutely amazing. If we go over here just a moment, should be able to see that. There we go. So, just so long as I don't drop the camera. So there's like an S shape going along here. I've got 2 1x2 slope pieces here and here. This one is inverted version, which is very handy. Had to take off the base plates along here to use a few of them along the bottom of the cab. But that shape looks amazing, and I don't think I've used that for anything else. This is actually a new technique for me, but I'm so glad that it works. Mainly because this slope tile along here kind of needs to represent a certain detail. And again, it all just lines up, all looks really good, and I am very happy with the end result. This was a what's the word I'm looking for? A rebuild, a revision, sure, one of those two, or potentially a different word, but basically this was a 3-stud long, and it was kind of in line with these slope bricks. It didn't dip down like this. So thankfully I actually looked at the pictures again. I thought, yeah, let's change it, because this does look a lot better. Now before we go to the tender, we need to have a quick chat about the wheels. These are Big Ben bricks. I thought if I'm going to make a P2, it's first of all going to be in green, but secondly I'm going to need green wheels. Now they're not entirely green on the real Locomotive. Like these like spokes, you can see them as green, and like the rest of it is basically in black, but I thought, well, let's just use green. I mean, why not? We can spend the money for this, that's not too bad. And it does look absolutely amazing. It really does stand out. Just, again, looking at that, I mean, come on, that is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, of course, we have to take this off the track, turn it this way, once again, to get a look at the details inside. This roof does not come off as easily as other ones do, so I'm going to have to take out the minifigure and quickly get a poke inside. So we can see there is the... there we go. So you can see some printed tiles and of course the firebox detail from the Emerald Knight. I still had that built up, so I thought, yeah, I'll keep that. Put it into this Locomotive because this build is a lot more precious, a lot more special to me now. I think I would say this has definitely overtaken my love for the LMS trains. LNER back in the lead. Oh yeah, we need to put the driver back in. Hang on, we can just stand up at the back. There we go. Sure, that's in. Right, let's have a look at the tender. As always, take the tender off the track because it will just roll backwards. But this was actually a lot easier to build than I anticipated. So the wheels, as you can see, all have a stub between them. And even though that's only a 1-stud gap there, that's plenty of wiggle room for it to go around corners and points. Very good indeed. Of course, just brick walls along the side, a bit of space at the front. And the top detail was, again, really simple. The only complicated thing about this was this back area here. I had to make this little dipped in sort of area for this circular piece to go into. I had to nick this from the roof of one of my Emerald Knight coaches because I'm very low on these parts. I actually can't find them anywhere else, so I've had to nick some off the coaches. I might have to do it with the rest to kind of make them all look the same. But yeah, I mean the tender, you know, does what it says on the tin already. You can see it in its glory. Looks very simple. All those stud pieces in there as well, single circular stud pieces. As coal, which is something I've done for a lot of train builds now. Can I do this with one hand? Try and connect the tender to the boiler. No, we're going to do this live. Can I try and get my finger up in there? No. Sound bites. No, oh, it's not going to behave. I want to try and do this with one hand. I want to see how difficult this is going to be. But yes, I think I don't know if I showed this in any other train, but this is how I connect my locomotives together. I need to use a different Technic pin because there's one with a cross axle piece, and all I have to do is slide it in, so I don't have to like fully connect it like this. But yes, that's how I keep them together. It prevents them from coming loose as well, which is one reason why I don't use the axle pieces. But I think for showcases in the video, in the future, for videos like this, I need to use the one that has the axle pin on it. There we go. Right, back on the rails. Look at that thing go. The drive wheels are very smooth. That whole section there is just unbelievably smooth. It's just, yes, I mean, I built this. I'm so happy. I mean, this is a true accomplishment and a milestone for me for building Lego trains. Building real-life locomotives as well is starting to become a lot more common for me. I'm building British locomotives because I am British. I might try something German like I did with the BR23, or even go American again with, I don't know, like the Berkshire. Maybe bring that back, that'd be good. I don't know, I'm enjoying the British love for now, so I'm going to stick with these. But yes, these look absolutely amazing. I hope you love this as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye!